Good morning, class.
Morning.
How was everybody's weekend?
Okay.
Did anybody celebrate Easter this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah? How was it?
Sam got sunburned.
Oh, Sam, you gotta remember wear sunscreen.
Yeah, we had some Easter snow.
There's no such thing as Easter
Yep.
snow globe.
Yes, there is. My mom makes them.
Okay, so we're gonna get back on track now. So remember last week? Last week we started talking about our figurative language. Does anybody remember what that is? Figurative language is like our words that we talked about last week. So similes, hyperboles, alliteration. Today we're going to add 3 new ones. So do you guys want to review our similes, hyperboles, and alliterations quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So a simile it, makes a comparison. Does anybody have an example of a simile?
The sun was shining bright like the diamond.
Yes, good job. Okay, that hyperbole and exaggeration. Yeah, shoot.
I say simile, you have to use like or as.
Good point. We talked about that last week, right? So good. So Sam said the sun shines bright like a what?
A diamond.
A diamond. So he said like. That's a good indicator that we're using a simile. A hyperbole is an exaggeration of ideas. So, Lily, you have an example?
This bag weighs a ton.
There we go. The bag actually doesn't weigh a ton. It's just an exaggeration. How about an alliteration?
Tongue twister.
Yeah, tongue twister would be a good example. So, Sally sold seashells by the seashore.
Isn't a tongue twister an alliteration?
Sure, yeah. It's just consonants at the same, or in the beginning, throughout the whole sentence.
So Cedar Piper picked a peckle.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so now we're going to introduce our 3 new figurative language words. So we're going to talk about a metaphor, which is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. So that was kind of hard. Kind of a hard definition. So an example I have is the classroom was a zoo. Does that make sense? So what is the classroom was like a zoo? It was chaotic. It was crazy. It wasn't actually a zoo. Probably smelly. Okay. Our next one is personification. So a personification is the attribution of a personal nature or human characteristics to something non-human. So an example of that would be lightning danced across the sky.
My dad says that.
Yeah. Because lightning isn't a human, so it can't dance. But we say that it does because it kind of acts that way. And then an onomatopoeia. Does everybody want to say that word?
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
It is a fun word. So it's a formation of a word from a sound associated with what is named. So, boom is an onomatopoeia because we're saying the sound of the actual word. If that makes sense. Okay, so now we're going to talk about why figurative language is important when we're reading. Authors like to use figurative language in their books or their stories to engage the reader. So it's important to understand as we're developing readers and writers. Okay, so we're going to do a model of our graphic organizer, which we're going to do later today. And we kind of talked about simile already, but we're going to use that as our example because everybody's pretty familiar with it. So in our graphic organizer, we're going to have our word in the box, and then 3 lines going out, which is going to point to an example of a simile. So, does anybody have any examples of a simile that they can think of? How about she was as brave as a lion? Anybody else have an example?
Fighting like cats and dogs.
Fighting like cats and dogs. Anything else?
He is as strong as an ox.
Strong as an ox. So what did we say were our indicators of a simile? Remember? Like, so we have this. And as. Good work. So this is an example of a graphic organizer that we're going to be using later in the day after we read our book. Okay, so this is the book we're going to be reading today. It's called The Rain Stomper. And this book has a lot of our words that we introduced today. So we're going to read it once through, and you guys are going to think about these figurative language. Think about it, see if you can find any, and then we're going to read it again and go over it. Okay, so we're going to read it once. Read it, okay. Okay, so everybody is going to get a graphic organizer. And remember how we used our graphic organizer and put our 3 words in there. Okay, so now I want you guys to, whenever I read an onomatopoeia, remember what those were? Mm-hmm. I want you to say it with me, or you can stand up, or you can yell it, or scream it, or whatever you want to do. And then, so after each page, we're going to do a think, pair, share with your partners and see if you can figure out a metaphor or personification. Okay, ready? Here we go. On the first day of spring, Jasmine flipped out of bed. She twirled her baton. She swirled her new red suit. Today was the day of a big parade. All the children on the block would join in. Dancers, drummers, cheerleaders, dogs. Jasmine could already hear the neighbors cheering and the tat-a-tat, boom! Jasmine threw open her front door. Wind whistled through her hair. Thunder rumbled the ground. The sun scuttled behind the clouds. The sky twisted into a thick black coil. Okay, so now I want you guys to think with your partners. Did you notice any metaphors or personification in this? How about
Sky was twisted like a thick black stuff. No, never mind. My bad. Can't read.
how about the sun scuttled behind the clouds?
Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
The sun couldn't.
You can't scuttle. It's the sun.
The sun can't scuttle. Okay,
Whoa.
ready? Slap, clatter, clatter, slap. Rain poured down in buckets. Boom, walla, boom, boom. Thunder rattled the bricks in the walls. Clink, clink, whoosh. The wind plunged her family back into their beds. Even the weeds slunk back into the earth. Did you guys find any in that one? The weeds slunk back into the earth. Yes. Would that be a personification or a metaphor? Personification. Good one. Jasmine hated the rain. It ruined parades. It silenced the horns and the drums. It tripped up the dancers and the dogs. It soaked new red suits. Ready? Mud puddler, Jasmine muttered. Tap,
Tap, tippity, tap, tap.
Cloud crasher, she complained.
Clack, clickety, clack.
Parade wrecker, she rumbled.
Tap, rattle, rattle, tap.
Boom, walla, boom, boom, the rain roared. Bang, walla, bang, bang, the rain crashed. Bam, walla, bam, bash, the rain bellowed. Did you find it? Did you find any of this one? Well, I'm going to ask you to put your phone away for now, please. How about the rain roared?
Yeah.
Rain can't
That's
roar.
all right. It's not a can't roar. Yeah.
Or the rain bellowed.
What does that mean?
Bellow means like scream or yell. Yeah,
Like Shannon.
like Shaylin, yeah.
I feel it.
Okay, ready? Boom, walla, boom, walla, walla, boom. Jasmine stepped into her stoop. She lifted her baton and shook it. Oh, here we go. Slap, clatter, slap, slap. Rain slapped against the sidewalk. Boom, walla, boom. Thunder rattled the windows. Bam, walla, bam, bash. Jasmine shook her fist. She stomped her feet. Clatter, clatter, slap. She kicked the rain down her steps. Splish, splish, whack. She splashed down the sidewalk. She chased the rain into the street. Can you chase rain?
No.
Would that be an example of
I feel
personification?
like she just flipped the ball.
Yeah. I am Jasmine, the rain stomper, she yelled. Jasmine stomped and splashed and skipped and shouted until children peered from their doorways. Their feet tapped, kerplop, plop, plop. Their hands clapped, kerplunk, plunk, plunk. Splash some more, rain stomper, they shouted. Splash higher, rain stomper, they yelled. Stomp bigger, Jasmine. Jasmine splashed more and higher and bigger. She spun, she shook, she even rat-a-tat-tapped. The sun peeked out and beamed. The puddles shimmied. The children cheered. More children poured out of their houses. They stomped and splashed and skipped and shouted. Then they drummed and whirled and flipped and twirled. Children flooded the streets. Even the weeds came out. Did we find another one in there?
The children flooded the street.
Yes, that would be an example of a metaphor. And so it was that Jasmine, the rain stomper, and her parade of puddle splashers out-stomped the rain. Slap, clatter, bam, bash, boom, walla, bang, crash. Okay, so now I want you to fill out your graphic organizers. You can work with a partner if you need to. Write our 3 words in your example, like where I wrote simile, and then find 3 examples that may have been from the book, or you could make them up, or that's it. Okay, and then one more question. Why did the author use so many figurative language examples in his book? Why do you think?
To make it more fun to read.
Yeah. Was it fun to read?
Years on the last.
Exactly. Makes the readers more interested. So maybe you could think about that next time we have a writing assignment and use some figurative language in there. Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's it.
I'm not gonna read one.